on, I gotta record. So this month and this last quarter is going to be stellar. Is going to be so exciting, and I'm so pumped to see what you guys are going to accomplish this last quarter. But this is the time when people
go get your bum.
We see a lot of growth in our businesses in the last quarter. And I'm so excited to have Lori here. I'm going to make her the spotlight of our show. So Lori is here tonight. She has been just jumped on board and has just been a rock star from the get-go, and I am so excited. I've got my pen and paper ready to go to like jot down as many notes as possible because I have a feeling she is just going to pour into us. So y'all get your pen and paper ready. Lori Jean is in the house, y'all. She's not only a rock star violinist, but she's a rock star at this business. And so I'm so excited to turn it over. I'm done. I want to hear everything. I want Lori to just do her thing. And if you guys have questions, type in the comments and we'll go from there. All right, Lori, it's your show.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say that tonight I am coming from an absolute position of gratitude because this door was open to me just like it was open to all of you. And I just feel like it came at the perfect season in my life. I know we don't have complete control over everything that happens in our lives because God is sovereign. And so this just came at the perfect season for me and for us. And so I'm excited to share with you. And I'm actually very humbled. And my prayer today, all day, as I've been preparing for this and as I've been thinking about what I wanted to share, has been that this would help somebody, to help somebody to catch, to figure out their why, to help somebody to figure out what's holding them back or whatever. So I'm extremely excited to share. And sorry, I had a phone call coming in. All right. Okay, so I'm extremely excited to share with all of you. So the title of my talk tonight is I'm just new here. It's like my favorite phrase because I'm very new. I'm not new to life. I'm not new to business per se. I'm not new to working for myself, but I am very new to Monat. And I'll give you my backstory just a little bit. Some of you know that April Shippey is my sponsor, and she did not actually ask me directly at any point since she started her business if I would like to try the products, if I would like to be a market partner. And so what happened was back in May, I saw a post that she put up. She was very faithful to post. She added me to her group. I just didn't know what was going on really. So I saw this post that said, anybody want to try some anti-aging hair products? And I said, sure, I will, in the comments. And before long, I had a little quiz link and I filled it out and she sent me what she sent me in the mail. And I tried it and I didn't like it. And I said, well, I do love the Rejuvenique oil. So give me all of that. How do I get it? I just fell in love. It was my gateway drug. That's why I call it that. And I will always call it that. I said, I don't want the shampoo and conditioner at all. Don't give me any of that. Just sign me up as a VIP customer and I want the Rejuvenique oil. So I did. And that was beginning of June. And then she very wisely gave me her system to try. So she gave me the Effortless system. And she said, just hang on to this for a little while and see, you know, after a few washes, you like it better. And then as the weeks went on and I had still had her system, I thought, well, I better order my own so I can actually get this back to her. So that was my introduction. She wasn't pushy. She didn't ask me. And I ended up buying that by the end of June. I had done my second flex ship with the Effortless system. But by that time, I was starting to see the changes. And about mid-July, she had a little thing at her house. And so I went to that and I took a friend with me. And then the wheels were turning a little bit and I thought, if I love this so much and I'm actually introducing a friend to this, this might make sense for me to actually pursue and make money with. But I wasn't quite sure. My husband wasn't quite on board. So I just asked April for all of her samples, and she basically gave me all of her samples, and I gave all the samples out to about 25 people. And so I came into the end of July. I'd been talking to my husband, Tim, about this, and we had done direct sales for about 20 years before, with not really the results that you would think after 20 years. We poured our heart and soul into it. We had gotten pretty burned out. We got to a point where we needed to just like pull back and parent and do life and do marriage and like take care of things. And we really never saw the investment we put into that come back to us. And so I had no intention of doing direct sales ever again. But this was different because what I saw the products do for my hair lit a fire in me. So that passion was just completely lit. You know, the kids say it's lit. It was lit. So I got to the end of July, and it was July 31st, in fact. And Tim called me and he said, "What would it take for you to get started in this business?" And I told him the overachiever pack, of course. And he said, "Okay, well, if you've got the way to do that, then you've got my thumbs up." And so the green light was there. August 1st, I signed up, and my life has never been the same. My first day, I had a VIP that I had sampled about a week before, and she was one of my stylists. But it doesn't matter like who it was in my circle. The work, I had already laid the groundwork for my business to start strong. And I want to just emphasize, I am not an expert at all. In fact, I know probably less than most of you about the products. I know less than most of you about what sulfates are. I don't really even know. I know they're not good for you. I don't know what parabens are. I haven't done all the science study. I don't know. I just know that people want this stuff. People want healthy things. And so when I saw what it did for my hair, I figured out how to tell them the passion that I had for it. And so I'm hopefully going to help you with my limited knowledge, because what Amy Rickabaugh calls this is ignorance on fire. And that has been my absolute motto. I realized that I needed to capitalize on my excitement right away. I was already doing that. So I've kind of studied what I did in the beginning, and I just haven't stopped doing that. My first point is ignorance on fire. So wherever you are in your business, even if you didn't just get started like I did, even if you got started, 9 months ago, or whenever it was, 5 months ago, and things didn't go as you wanted them to right at the beginning, you can make today the first day. And you can decide that this is what you're gonna do, and that you can make a fresh start. You wanna be wise with what you say, how you say it, but you wanna be bold as well. So making your list and going through that Market Partner Academy, which, like Amy says, is not the most exciting thing, but it is very helpful. It helps you to jog your memory on people that you know. So make your list and write it down. Don't just keep it in your head, because you will forget somebody. Put it in your phone, put it in a notebook, find a way that works for you. But I decided to be bold, and I did not wait to talk to the most successful people that I know. Those are the most intimidating people, right? So, they might be the people that you're putting off because you just want to know a little bit more stuff. But honestly, the more you know, the more you're going to complicate it. The more you know, you don't keep it simple anymore. And so really, ignorance on fire is truly the key. Ignorance is the key word there. And fire is the key word there, because people want to know what you're passionate about. So don't wait to talk to the most successful people you know. The people that intimidate you the most will also be the first to buy. So I'll give you an example of that. I had just come back from Monations, which I highly recommend. If you did not make it to this one, do not miss the next one. I didn't know that I could be more on fire than I was, but I was. And when I came back, I just continued doing what I did before, but I had more confidence than I had before. So I got in touch with a lady that I've known since high school. She happens to be one of the top directors in Mary Kay. And she was my cheerleading coach. And I know some of the ladies on this team even know who she is. But I got in touch with her, and I said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm really excited for your success. I think what you're doing is amazing. And so she got back to me right away. We run into each other. We live in the same area of town. So I connected with her in that realm and said I hadn't seen her in a while. And then I said, and I started a business. I thought you would be interested to know that I started a business in with hair care with Monat. She said, "What's Monat?" Perfect question. So I told her what it was all about. And it was right when they had released the restructuring line for that few days, that first time with the flash sale. And I didn't even sample her. She just said, "Sign me up." So that was one of those kind of VIPs where, you know, somebody is looking for something. She said, "My hair needs help." And I also knew that she was in a position to buy, and it was the perfect chemistry there. So do not wait to talk to the most successful people you know, because they will intimidate you, but they will also be the first to buy. And if you wait, somebody else is going to beat you to it. Now, here's how I handle when somebody's already heard about these products, which is kind of rare, but it does happen. I say, "That is amazing. Get back with that person and talk to them, because you do not want to miss out on these products." And you know what? I check them off and I move on. Don't get hung up on people that are, you know, already introduced to the products and they, you know, they're not going to buy from you. It's not a big deal. There are a lot more people that will buy from you. Okay, so my second point with Ignorance on Fire is be organized. When you're on fire, it's hard to stay organized, but you have to stop your head from spinning long enough to write down who you have given samples to so that you can follow up. Because without follow-up, you will not get a check on Friday. Okay, you have to follow up to get that Paylution email that is very, very exciting. You have not gotten one of those yet, I highly recommend getting a Paylution email. You got to keep track of who you sample or contact. Keep track, find a way that works for you. I write them down in a notebook as far as what I gave them. I keep a list in my phone to jog my memory. I also make a list of people to follow up with, like every other day or so, just to keep my mind on track. And I'm thinking about people all the time. I'm thinking about my business just about 24 hours a day. And maybe when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming about it too. But I make a list of people that I have not talked to, current VIPs, new people that I've just mentioned it to, people that I've sampled, existing customers, or people who expressed interest but haven't bought yet. They might have tried it, they might have not tried it. I might have sent them the samples and they didn't try it yet. And it's been 3 weeks and I don't stress about it, because you know what? I have more people to send samples to, and I will get back with them, and I know that they're going to buy it when they try it. So you just got to stop having and putting pressure on yourself and putting pressure on other people. Gentle reminders are great, but don't stress about one person, because one person is not going to make or break your business, whether they're a VIP or a market partner. Okay, the third thing with Ignorance on Fire is, while the fire is hot, have a launch. Whether it's online or whether it's in person. I've not had an online launch personally. I have had two. In my first month, I had 2 in-person launches. I was blown away at the people that came out to support. And from each one, I probably got at least 3 VIPs and a market partner, as it turned out. So they do produce. There's that social proof. Invite people that maybe already use the products, but maybe they're buying them from somebody else. Invite people that are potentials for you in any realm, because you have more people there giving a nod to the products, and it just helps the atmosphere and the environment. My upline was so incredibly helpful. Jamie came out to the first one, and April was there too. And then April came out to the second one. And now I'm able and equipped to do online launches or in-person launches for people on my team. And it is not complicated, but having that kind of activity in your business, whether you're doing it for yourself initially and then for your team, it's just exciting, because it's always forward momentum. So I recommend a launch so that you can also help people on your team have a launch as well when they get started. Because ultimately, you start as just you and your business, but your business is going to be so much more than just you. And so everything that you do equips you to help the people on your team to do the same thing. Okay, so even if it's been a minute since you got started, lean on Sarah Reed's words. I loved when she said in that video with Ray, when she was talking about social media and her attitude and how she maintains her attitude. She said, every day is day one. And here's another way of saying it in an ancient book that I read. It is, God's mercies are new every morning. So why should yours not be? You got to have new mercy and new grace for yourself. And the worst thing you can possibly do is beat yourself up or compare yourself to somebody else and say, why am I not where they are? Why am I not having the results that they are? Maybe take an honest look and say, you know, I need to change some things, or I need to change the way I'm wording some things, but whatever you did yesterday is still preparation for what you're going to do today and tomorrow. So don't ever feel like there's wasted time, because you are in development, and this personal development that you are doing in this process is so worth it. So just stay in the game. Okay, there are only two ways that people can learn. And I just, as I was teaching and coaching violin, because that's another aspect of my life, I was thinking about this, and this was just like a word that I felt like God gave to me, was that there are two ways that you can learn. I had a student say to herself, I'm such an idiot for not knowing this. I said, don't ever say that again. Don't ever say that again, because you are not. The only way you can know it is if you've been exposed to it and if you've experienced it. Those are the only two ways. And so exposure and experience, and then you're responsible for the information. But even then, there's so much grace for every single new day that you wake up in the morning. So sometimes people need to be reminded to try the samples you so carefully sent them. You pack them up, you put them in a little cute envelope, you hopefully wrote them a personal note. I highly recommend the personal note, and I'll talk about that more in a second, but they didn't try them yet. It is not personal, okay? It is okay. I just followed up with a girl today and I said, hey, have you tried the products yet? And she said, no, I haven't. Gave me the face palm emoji. She said, I'm so bad. I said, no, you're not. Just let me know when you do. It's a gentle reminder. So when you don't hear from somebody, it may very well be that they have not even tried the products. I had a friend look at the instruction sheet that I sent along with the shampoo and conditioner, and she's like, too complicated. And she put it back in the envelope. But you know what? Just put the mind at ease, let them know it is okay, and that they're going to love it when they try it. And be their friend. That's the best thing you can do. You will always be thinking about your business more than any other person. So keep that in mind. If they're not thinking about your shampoo when they're in the middle of their work day, getting beat up by their boss, it probably is kind of normal for them not to be thinking about your shampoo. So keep in touch with them and connect and be personal and be caring. And that will go a long, long way. As Jamie has said, as Rachel has said, people buy from people that they like, know, and trust. And so you, as a business owner that wants to share what you love, you have got to be a person that is likable, that is knowable, and trustable. And you show people that you are that person on a daily basis. So that is all under Ignorance on Fire. And that has been my MO this entire time, all 60 days plus a few that I've been in business with Monat. That has been my mode of operation. So the second thing that I alluded to a little bit, and all of these things are connected in my opinion, but the second thing that I feel has helped me succeed to this point and will continue is that personal wins. Personal wins. That means being personal. And personal is, what that means is like being a person. Be the person that you are. Nobody else is you. Okay? So that being said, you may want to know exactly what I say. And I've posted a couple of things that, you know, might be a template for somebody, but honestly, you've got to be you. And so the number one thing you can do being a person is show interest in the person that you're talking to. Ask about their life. Now, if you haven't talked to them in a while, it might feel weird that you're talking to them suddenly. They might feel like it's out of the blue, but you can make it not weird by showing an interest. And then don't wait like 2 days to tell them that you started a business, because then that's weird. But when they ask you what's new with you, tell them you started a business. It's not complicated, because you can say, I started a business, and you can wait for the question that says, what business did you start? That's like normal conversation, okay? So be personal in your communication, show interest, and avoid sounding cookie cutter. Now, you will have some things you want to include when you're introducing what you're doing and the products that you have. And I'll give you some power phrases that I've come up with, and you can use them and tweak them and whatever you want to do. But you need to sound like yourself. You need to sound like the person that you are. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So you've got to talk to them like your relationship calls for. So if you don't have a hey girl relationship with somebody, don't say, hey girl. I know a lot of the scripts that we read say, hey girl, but I've gotten hey girl messages before when I did not have a hey girl relationship with the person that sent it. And I was a little weirded out. And you know what? I typically don't answer them. So just know that if you say hey girl to a person that does not, that you don't have that hey girl thing going on, then you might want to restructure the way you're thinking about it. And as I said, don't be weird. So an example of the hey girl thing. So I have a VIP that's currently interested in becoming a market partner. And she wanted to share some samples with somebody. So I gave her my basic script and power phrases. And I did not start the script with hey girl. Now, what she had told me when we talked a few days before, and when the day that she signed up as a VIP, she said that she had received a message from another person in another direct sales company that had started the message with hey girl. And it was one of those people that she did not have a hey girl relationship with. And it was a complete turnoff. And she ended up buying that product from somebody else. So it wasn't that she wasn't interested in the product. She just wasn't interested in the product from somebody that wasn't really interested in her. So that is my initial comment on personal wins. Now, what I do to be extra special when I send the samples is I enclose the instructions. Now, there is a PDF that April sent me in the very beginning, and it's great. I think Jamie might have made it, and it says, welcome to your healthiest hair journey. And it has a lot of instructions on it. It's a little bit detailed. So just in case there might be some questions, I write a personal note. I say, Heather, I hope you enjoy these products and love them as much as I do. Please let me know if you have any questions about these instructions, because I know this might be different than anything you've ever used before. But I'm confident that you're going to love it, and I can't wait to see what your hair looks like or feels like when you try them. And that expresses to them that you took time to write, like handwrite a note, because people just don't do that anymore. And then I include my business cards, the samples that the hair quiz or that we've decided on, and then I mail it off with a prayer. And I would say that 80% of the samples that I've sent out get some kind of response, and most of them have been sales. I currently have 25 VIP customers, and I have one that's signing up tomorrow. And the reason that I have 25 and tomorrow 26 is because I don't have 29, since 3 of my VIPs have now become market partners. So, and I'm not saying that to brag. I have been personal. I have showed interest in people's hair being better because mine was better. That's what happened for me. And then when my hair was better, I wanted the world to have better hair. And that's still like my motto as I march around with my samples and my cause. It's for the world to have better hair, and I believe it'll be a better place because of it. So going out of your way is amazing. Handwriting a note is going out of your way. Meeting in person, if you can, is going out of your way. Use your own testimony and your own excitement. one of the friends that signed up without samples also, just from a conversation, texting it started, and then we talked on the phone, excuse me. She said one of the things that was most powerful for her and that inspired her to buy was the fact that I sent her my own before and afters. And so don't hesitate to send your own before and afters. Even if you think they're not that impactful, like somebody's going to say, I can see your hair is better. And if you know your hair is better and you're sharing about how it feels and how much more manageable it is, they're going to be interested. So I'm going to give you a few power phrases. If you have your pen ready, these are not fancy. I'm not fancy. These phrases are not fancy, but they have gone a long way. So I'll give them to you. I use the words plant-based, vegan, non-toxic, anti-aging. That's how I describe the products. I say the words, my hair has transformed. I follow that up with a before and after picture. It's literally the difference of night and day. My hair went from dull to shiny within a few weeks, and it has not turned back since. So I say, I cannot believe how my hair has become more manageable and saves me time. It's not such an event to wash my hair anymore. A lot of people kind of, feel like washing their hair is an event. It's surprising the number of people that don't wash their hair very often because of that. And then I say, I fell in love with these products and I can't help but share. I might have to plug my phone in here, guys. Just give me a moment. All right. See, I'm just human and my phone does run out of battery and stuff. So, okay. So I hope that's clear. Those are just some of the phrases that I include in my communication with people, whether it's in the initial message or whether it's somewhere in the conversation. That is what I lean on to get the conversation started. Okay. People will be loyal to you first and then your product. So again, be the kind of person that somebody wants to listen to, that wants to be around. That does take some personal development sometimes, and I'll give you some tips on that in a little bit. Personal connection will help you not just get your customers. And by the word get, I don't mean, go grab them or, anything strange, but it'll help you to have customers come to you for your products. And it'll help you have them come and it'll help them stay because you want repeat business. You want the VIPs. You want the people that are saying, I want to buy this product once, not just once, but twice, 3 times, and every time I need shampoo for the rest of my life. Those are the kind of VIPs you're going to want. So there's a relationship there. You care about them. You share with them this product because that makes it about them. If you're selling it to them, that makes it about you. And there's such a fine line. When you're sharing this product, you can start to sell it and you can feel that. When you feel yourself start to go into a pressure situation, that is selling. So just pull back and let people know that you're here for them. If they start to pull back, then you pull back too. The worst somebody can say is no. This is why you must follow up. Don't just send the samples and hope that they're going to call you back. Because again, you're thinking about your business way more than anybody else. And the worst somebody can say is, no, I don't want these. But the best they can say is yes. And if you ask them, they just might say yes. Okay? It's that simple. It's a yes or it's a no. And no's are not fatal for your business. It just means that somebody else is going to, and that is okay. Okay, the next part I'm going to talk about is the business side. And I'm calling this point, open the circle. Open the circle is where your business becomes not just you building your business, but you open that circle to more people. And this is the coolest part of this kind of business is that you have the ability to empower somebody else and give them tools to succeed in their life. And what you cannot do is make them use the tools. You can't make them do it. You're not their boss. You're a mentor. And so open the door to them. You open the circle to them, just like April did to me when I was ready and I decided I was going to sign up. She opened her front door and let me come in and sign up. I just love that story. And I love that that's our story. And your story is completely different. The way your introduction to this business happened is yours. But as I said, 3 of my market partners that I've sponsored so far have come from VIP customers. I think a few of them or a couple of them might be on this call tonight. And I had 3 that signed up as a market partner from day one. But whichever one you were, whether you were a VIP convert or whether you were a market partner that just decided to jump on board, then that's your story. And all I've done really, as far as market partner goes, is I let people know that this opportunity is theirs if they want it, because it's not just my business. It's a business that is available for them too. And I tell my story. I say, I was a customer and I love this so much I couldn't help but share it. And now I'm a market partner and I'm having a blast. This is the most fun that I've had. I play the violin, I performed all over the world. I love playing the violin. But a couple weeks ago, somebody asked me, so what's your playing calendar look like these days? And I said, let me think about that, because I sell shampoo. And I couldn't think of what my calendar was because I'm so excited about this business. And this is where my mind is. And this is where my passion is, because I need good hair for stage. And that's where it started. But now I'm all about helping somebody else have great hair and also having a great life. So I look at it as, you can have great hair, you can have great hair and a great life. So which one do you want? Okay, so I talk to people about how much I love this business and why. And I'm sincere about it, because I can't make up this kind of excitement. It's like for real. And it could get a little weird if I don't temper it just a little, but you know what? The passion has worked so far. But I love this business. So it's not difficult for me to talk to people about it and tell them why I love it. And it's really not, you have to have a mindset that it's not about getting people to do something, but it's about connecting with them and then pulling them to a better association, to more of whatever their thing is. And I heard maybe Brittany, who is also in our upline, say that it may not be that they're about the money, because maybe their job provides plenty of money. It may not be that it's about even having the best hair. I mean, that's surprising, but it may not be that. It might be the sisterhood. It might be the girl gang. It might be the Cadillac. And then again, it may be something completely different. It might be just being able to do something and have significance in their life. And whatever that is where you need to meet them. So serving is your responsibility. And meeting them and connecting with them at whatever level of interest that they are is your responsibility to find out. One of the first interactions I had with Amy, we have a cool connection, and that story is for another time, but the first time we were texting each other, she said, I can help you make grocery money, I can help you make part-time money, and I can help you make life-changing money. And whichever one it is you want, I can help you do that. And I decided right then and there that I wanted the life-changing money, because honestly, I've had grocery money for a while. I've done part-time money all my life. I'm ready for life-changing money, because that's legacy, and that's residual, and that's where we are in our life, and that's what I wanted. I knew that from that conversation forward. But not everybody's going to be right there. So even if they get in for grocery money, then that's where we need to talk to them. But relationship is everything. And the only way you're going to know what their why is, or what their hot button is, or what their thing is if you talk to them and get to know them. And the relationship is going to drive this business forward for you. Okay, point number 4. And this is probably the absolute most important thing that I'm going to say tonight, because we all have people that are our closest people, and that is our family. And it's very easy when you're so passionate and so focused on something that you lose sight of the very thing that drives you in the first place. And so I want to say family first. Point number 4 is family first. And I'm not talking about this because I have it 100% figured out. That is not why I'm sitting here. I'm teaching this to myself on a daily basis. But I'm going to say, don't let your why fall apart while you are about your business. It's so hard to keep it in balance when you're excited, but you want your family to win together. So say your husband needs you for an evening and you have something else in mind, or you want to, spend some time on training, or you have somebody that you're getting together with. You've got to have the priority be your family, and it's called boundaries. And I'm still learning it, but I just urge you not to be so independent that you leave your people eating your dust or your leftovers. All right. So the little picture that Jamie put up was about closing the deal. And I really haven't used those words because to me, it's more like opening up the opportunity and opening up the products to people that don't know that you have a business. But closing the deal means getting a decision. So I just want to tell you a few things about that. So not everyone is right for this business, and no one product line is right for every single person. But the thing to remember is that people are not cookie cutter. So you meet them where they are. Don't put pressure on them, because honestly, they get pressure enough from everywhere else. They get pressure from their family, they get pressure from their job, they get pressure from just life circumstances and financial pressure and health pressure and all the things that they can't control, or maybe they can, but people take on too much stuff and then they get stressed out, and you don't need to be one of those things that's stressing them out. So be safe. Be a safe place for them, be an encourager, be a person that they want to have around them, because you relieve the pressure rather than putting it on, and create that environment that others want to be around. And this is another point with the pressure. When you're putting pressure on people that are in business with you already, or any person that is looking at getting in business with you, that comes from not opening the door to enough people. So keep in mind that the pool is great. There are many people that you have not talked to yet. There are many people that you haven't even thought of yet. So if you're getting hung up on one person, that they're going to be the one that buys from you, or they're going to be the one that's going to be a market partner, or you have them picked out, or they're on your dream team list, or whatever it is, and they say no, or they say not now, that is not a cue for you to stop. That is a cue for you to say, okay, that's where you are, but I need to move forward and find the person that is ready. To find the person that you don't even have to ask. And I was watching a training on Monat yesterday that said, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And sometimes you don't even have to say anything to the right person. They're going to come to you because they're going to see your Instagram story. They're going to see what you're doing. They're going to see the results in your life. They're going to see the Cadillac that you put up a picture of, and they're going to say, hey, how'd you get that? And you know what? All you did was wash your hair, go to sleep, talk to a few people, and all of a sudden there's a Cadillac in your driveway, right? I mean, isn't that the way it works, Rachel? So just make sure that you are not putting pressure on yourself or any other person to do this if they are not ready. If they say not now, respect that. And when they are ready, they will come back. But if you put pressure when they're not ready, they're going to run away as far as they can get. Okay, number 5, and this is my final point. Keep your business on your mind. So there are a few things you can do to keep your business on your mind. It's been hard to get it off my mind, to be honest, but when your business is on your mind, you can be more productive than just like thinking about it. So you can avail yourself of the resources that the team provides. So the videos, there's, the Zoom calls, the team huddles, when our upline goes live, even if you can't get on right then, it saves it. So go back and watch it. And when your upline tags you in a video, go watch it and go see what it's about, because they're not going to try to put something up there that wastes our time. It's valuable. And when we hear Julie Stevens talk, or when we hear Sarah Reed talk, it is valuable information, and it's going to help your business. So you can put in a favorite video that's a pep talk for you that connects with you. You can read a book like Go for No. That's one of my favorites, all-time favorites. But above all, better yourself, because you have to realize you're worth investing in. You're worth investing time in. And that's how you're going to become the person that people want to be around. And then finally, one of the first things I got to take advantage of, it was like my first week in business. I plugged into a team call. It was like after the fact, I had to watch the replay, but it had to do with calendar blocking. And this has helped me so much, because I'm a very scheduled, busy person, and I'm not a 100% list maker, and I'm not a 100% I go by the calendar. But once I have an imprint of where my available time is, it helps me tremendously. So what I did is I took that training and I actually applied it, and I made a calendar. And basically it's color coded. It shows the time that I'm available for certain activities in my life. And I even put a date night here for my husband and I on Friday nights. And so it just gives you some times that are blocked off that you are not going to be doing business, but then you also can see where you can be productive, where you can go to the post office, where you go to church, where you have to put in your work hours. So it doesn't matter what your schedule looks like. Your business can fit into blocks somewhere. And so I applied that training, and it's not something that I look at every day, but that has helped me so much to be organized with my time. And that way, when I have blocks of time, I can spend it with training, and it doesn't get frittered away just, looking at somebody's news feed or a story, or, something that's really not going to help my life move forward. So that is the conclusion of the material that I have organized for you guys tonight. I hope that it has been helpful, but honestly, I am just so humbled and grateful. I am consistently in a position of gratitude that this door was even open to me, and I am committed to finishing well and finishing strong and continuing in this process of helping others to have success and to experience the paylution that is part of the life change that this business provides, because the finances are only part of it. The sisterhood is huge, and I love this team. I went to Monations on one condition. My husband gave me a condition, and that was that my business needed to fund it. And I'm so very grateful that by the time I had to make the decision to go, my business had way more than funded it. I was even able to do like the Dave Ramsey percentages, and it still funded it. And so it's been extremely rewarding, but it's only because that door was open to me, and I was able to avail myself of the resources, and then people poured into me. And I'm so amazingly grateful to all of you, Jamie, Rachel, Brittany, Amy, all of our upline, and you crossline ladies that some of you I haven't even met yet, but I just am so excited to get to know you and have those wonderful trips, and Vegas, and all the places that this amazing business is going to take us. So thank you so much, and that's all I got.
Yay! Whoa! Oh my goodness. I am about to cry. I'm not joking, you guys. I hope you all took notes. I hope you guys, this was a phenomenal call, Lori. I feel like I have to start from square one and go back to the I have learned so much about what I've been doing wrong and how I can do better. So I am so grateful. I have no words. I don't know, Rachel, if you want to say anything. I am just overwhelmed with pride and gratitude, and thank you, Lori. You're just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I think it was great. And thank you, Lori, so much for doing this for us and for our team and Crosslines. because, you know, a lot of people on this call are not directly on your team, but she still took the time out to do this for all of us, which just shows your heart and how much you love this company. And I think you gave everyone such great tips, especially with another thing, like not comparing your journey to anybody else's journey, and just focusing on these tips, especially the personal relationships that you're building. Like, I love whenever you have a VIP, a new VIP, she posts a picture of her and the VIP together. That's how she welcomes them to her group. So a lot of us post like an image that we got from Google that says, thank you for being a VIP. Well, Lori posts a picture of her and the VIP and thanks them for being a VIP. And it's just more personal. So I love that. I'm going to start trying to do that as well, because it just really shows that you do care about these people, and it's not just getting the sale, but that's why you're so successful, because you are caring about their hair and their needs and listening to them. And that's what will get you the sale.
Awesome.
Absolutely. All right. So I was trying to look through, I think we answered most of the questions.
Lori, one person asked, do you only sample with Monat sample packs, or do you make your own sometimes?
Well, I try to do the Monat samples, but you can't get all the samples. And so
Right.
I've done the smoothing, the little 5 milliliter,
Okay.
you know, the ones that April sent me in the beginning.
Yeah.
I find it hard to get the product out of that myself, but I've been able to successfully sample that way. And the people that I've sampled with those little round containers have not complained about it at all. So it is an effective way, but I do use the Monat samples when I can, you know. And I'm in a situation right now where I'm waiting on a shipment because it had like Christmas stuff in there, so it's being held, and so I'm kind of like, so I'm making my own at the moment, and then of course you get into the situation where you run out of containers. So, but it's a good problem, and I'm thankful to have people to give the samples to. And the biggest thing is, you know what? If you are out of samples, then call up the most successful person you know. If you need to call somebody that day and say, I need to get a VIP today, I'm trying to meet a goal, then contact the most successful person you know and say, I have a business, I am passionate about it, I would love to share it with you. Would you like to do a 30-day trial of the products? And that way they have a money back guarantee, and they also have a better chance to try the products for longer and see how it's doing for their hair, because one wash is not enough. I would say for about 40 to 50% of people need more than one.
Mm-hmm.
to really experience it.
I try and push the 30-day money back guarantee first. So when they're asking me questions, and once I know what's happening, and we get, they say, okay, my hair is thin, frizzy, whatever. And I say, okay, well, you're going to use, Revive, because it's going to help boost that volume for that thin hair. And then you're going to use the deep smoothing because you have all that frizz, and it's going to, so I match when I'm sending them what they're going to use, I'm matching it to their issues. So what their issues are, I'm fixing it for them. And then they say, okay, great, how do I get this? And then I say, well, we have the 30-day money back guarantee. And then if they kind of reel it back and put it on hold, or they say, no, I can't right now, or I'm not sure, then that's when I kind of will say, okay, would you like to try a sample? So I kind of use that as my last step. And that way I can save some money with the samples, because they do get costly. So that's just kind of how I do it. I know everyone does it differently. So whatever works for you, but that's just kind of how I do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, but I've had a combination of the two, the samples or the people that just say, I want to try it. So it really just depends. And on the flash sales, you don't have time to sample people. Mm-hmm. So you could kind of look at every sale kind of like a flash sale, where it's like a limited time only. And maybe that's a mindset you can have if you don't want to do a lot of sampling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody also suggested that they send little plastic spoons along with their sample jars, which I've seen the plastic spoons. I don't know where, I guess assume Amazon, because that's where I get everything. Except Hobby Lobby, I noticed they have the little sample jars. So in a pinch, if you are running out, I know Hobby Lobby has them. And they also have these tubes that I wanted to try. They're, because I thought maybe the tubes could like pour out easily. I don't know. But anyway, so, all right, you guys, is there anything else before we wrap this up? Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. And this says it's recording, so this should be recorded. I'm going to turn it into a YouTube link, and then because that's the easiest way to post, and I'm going to post it in SOAR with Momentum in that group. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. We will do more of these and go from there. So you guys have a great night. Thank you all for being here and spending your time with us. Have a good night.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.